10 seconds. We are here at Venture X in partnership with the Denver Film Festival's 48th year. And we are hosting a live podcast tonight called What's Your Pitch? And I'm going to be sitting down with filmmakers, producers, actors, people at the film festival to just talk about the projects that they're working on. Yeah, where are they at in development? Early production, post-production, premiere, and I'm so excited to be here tonight because I can already feel the excitement that is in the air, and there's something that's just great about the celebration of cinema and the truly, I don't know, just funness of that a film festival provides because, I think that the media landscape keeps changing and film festivals are a way for people to still come together and celebrate it. And the fascinating thing about film is it takes so long, right? The idea like creating it, filming it, editing it, that film festivals are so key to have a place where we can come together and really celebrate it and take it in a community sense, in just, the sanctuary that is a theater. And it really does feel like a celebration of film. I've been really fortunate that I first started working with the Denver Film Festival when I was 18 years old, when I worked at the Stars Film Center, and I was in there scooping popcorn and meeting directors and just being around the energy that is the film festival. And I'm just grateful to be here. We partnered with Denver Film Festival for this because the Denver Film Society is also really keen on community. And when you bring a bunch of filmmakers together, that community naturally happens. There's a shorthand with creatives, especially creatives in the same field, that they've gone through the same experiences together. They've all had their hearts broken in one way or another, and that there's just this shared excitement. So that's why I'm happy that we're here tonight, and that's why we connected. So thank you, Denver Film Society, for making this work tonight. And we kind of wanted to talk about also just we have different offerings today. We are telling people about our podcast open hours. So if you wanted to reserve a spot, you could actually come into Denver Community Media and get an hour for free. And that's a great way to fill support. And then tomorrow, we are actually doing our Halloween Spooktacular event, and we're going to have film premieres, and we're also going to be showing our DCM original, a haunted sitcom, which I helped idea generate. I just want to put that out there. I love the sitcom format. Can we please have more multicams? Let's not get rid of it, people. Let's not get rid of a classic format. We're also going to have prize giveaways, food and drink, and it's a great networking opportunity, similar to what we're at here. And part of the interviews tonight is I want to be able to ask these filmmakers, what advice do you have for up and coming creatives? And I think that that's the big opportunity here, which is bridging the gap between when you're just starting out and then when you get a film premiere. That is a really long journey, and there's a lot of knowledge that can actually be transferred from one creative to another. So I'm really hoping that we can get into that with some of these filmmakers. To start off, we actually have a swag bag, I think is what we would call it. And we're going to go through and explore it here live on the channel right now. I would like to introduce a very high quality tote bag. This is actually no joke. They really did spend some money on this. So let's see what's in here. Ooh, Denver Film Fest little journal action. You could write your next feature in here. Go to a coffee shop. Be very demure, as they say. Ooh, a movie cozy. I've actually thought about it. They have really interesting ways that they promote movies where they only have movie streaming so much per month. Thank you for all the sponsors too. Ooh, got some 20% off HW Home. So we're talking about hooking people up, designing their space. Oh, cool. Multifunctional neckwear. All right, now we're talking stylish. You can get your style on here. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm trying to bring in new energy, and I think that means a wardrobe change and maybe one of these. Maybe I'll be rocking one of these next time you see me out and about. Ooh, my favorite. Kicking Horse Coffee. I can't say the brand of this live on the channel right now. We'll go with Kick Butt for the safety version. Organic ground coffee dark roast, sweet, smoky, audacious. You know, I've been described as that. Smoky. Who described me as smoky? Oh my God. This might not make it back out of the room. This looks like a Denver 48 Film Fest chocolate bar. Ding! DFF. You are not playing around. You really did it this year. Ooh, welcome to Denver. Nice pamphlet. I wonder if I'm in here. Oh, there I am. Just kidding. Of course, Denver would be the one to host it. And then some of ours. Oh, shout out Sexy Pizza, BOGO Slice, Maria Empanada. Great empanadas. I've had them several times. Some really cool Denver stickers. And let's see what else. Ooh, got some DCM pen. We were actually talking to a person earlier about the high quality nature of our pens. If you don't believe us, we would love for you to come down to the station and try it out. You could take a tour and even try out one of our pens. Ooh, Snarf Sandwiches chapstick. I love Snarfs. So that was the uh, explore the grab bag section. Only the highest quality entertainment from us. I actually wasn't allowed to look into the bag beforehand, so that was truly was that like open box content? I forget what that's called. But we're here tonight. We are live, and we have filmmakers signing up and getting ready to be interviewed. So I'm going to step away, see who our next guest is, maybe get me another Topo Chico and maybe a little snacky snack, and then be ready to kind of pick the minds of these awesome creative types. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be back on shortly. The good news is that we have the thing recorded as well. So we're going to edit this together.
Cool.
So we do have a safety net.
No
so
worries, yeah.
Just so you know, it's not for nothing.
No, yeah. I'm just, fun to chat, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, what were your pilots?
I did a comedy pilot called Really Late Night where I played a guy on public access who had a late night show, but it was really about his first year of sobriety from alcoholism. And then I did another pilot. Oh, we're good. Okay, cool. We're back.
Nice. All right.
It was? Okay. Now we know.
Cool.
What's your last name again?
Brown.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome back. We were fixing just some technical glitches with live streaming. I don't think it is a live stream unless there's a technical glitch. So we are officially live streaming, and we're here at the 48th annual Denver Film Festival. I'm here with Tim Brown, who was just telling me about his documentary that he's creating. And I have some follow-up questions about what is it like for you to watch interviews or footage and the documentary as a creative process for you?
Of my own footage?
Yeah. What does it look like to look at footage, revisit it? How do you connect?
I'm a perfectionist, so I'll have to watch it over and over.
No, you could get a little closer. You can scoot forward too if you want.
My process is I'll shoot something, come back, watch it over and over, and then I'll start piecing it together like an assembly cut. And from there, I get kind of like fixated on a few things that I like, and then I work from that point that I like, and then build on top of that. So it's like, if there's like a cool shot that I have that's working with a nice piece of music, like I'll just build off that and see where it takes me. And I end up, honestly, I'm the type of filmmaker that just watch it all. Like, if I have the assembly cut, I'll watch it. If it's 5 minutes, I'll watch the whole 5 minutes,
right.
Do my changes, watch the whole 5 minutes again, and just like keep going back. It's kind of like, I think to some people it's annoying, but
I've wondered, as filmmakers, is there something that's different about us? Because I can watch the same interview, look at it again, revisit it, go grab a new piece, try to put it in, watch the whole thing again. There's almost this trance that we can get in, I think.
I think it is. It's like a therapeutic trance that you go into. It's you kind of lose your mind in it sometimes because you've watched it so many times, and it starts to like not even be what you thought it was going to be. And it's like, well, you kind of, I don't know. And I just like know that all right, that's the pacing I want. I'm gonna stick with that. And I'll build on something here, and then maybe like, there's some scenes that are missing some shots. I'll try to build up a little scene in between. And my process is just going through it over and over, and you end up hating your own movies doing that. But that's at least my experience. I can't stand this thing anymore. But I think that's the only way I can get it done, is just like, because there's so many things, you have all the sound design, all the edits that you make, and coloring, and it's just like it can get so complicated in the end. But for me, I have to watch it over straight through.
It's like we can't live with it, we can't live without it. That feels like it. So working with nature, livestock, what are the challenges that are present with that as the topic or the subject?
Oh my God, the challenges are all your equipment breaking.
Oh my God.
In the first week.
What's that about?
You pack the animal with all your gear, right? So you're basically packing a 1,000-pound beast with delicate camera gear. You don't really know how it's going to go until you like get out there, and you don't know what the terrain because you did the route. But once you're out there, like, the mule is doing its own thing. It's crashing into trees. Maybe it's tripping and falling. Maybe it's, like it has to cross the stream, jumping over the river. Like, basically that's the hardest part, is like not breaking all your equipment the first day, getting how to pack everything, like where all your gear is, because when you want to like shoot something or something comes up, like you might have to unpack the camera off the mule, like get it all out, then get your stuff set up. So it's kind of like a big routine of like packing this thing, unpacking, when you want to shoot, where you're going to shoot.
Right.
So you kind of have to have a little plan of your day and get used to the animal. And then once you get everything figured out how to pack it, it gets a little easier. But that's probably the biggest challenge, is how do you get the expensive equipment mules to travel 15 miles each day. Yeah, so
that's awesome.
The donkeys, that was insane. They were flipping over backwards, like crashing down in streams. The mule was a much stronger animal for sure. So
yeah,
many issues, but
that's awesome.
Pretty crazy.
What about in terms of wins? Was there a certain shot or a certain scene that just came together that feels like a real win for your shoots?
So basically what I was doing was I was going 200 miles along this mountain range that just juts out of the ground. It sits on two of the highest alpine valleys in the world, and it shoots up to 14,000 feet. But it's only at the widest part 17 miles. So you basically cross over to the next valley. So I'd cross up and over these ridge lines. And the big successes were these moments where I'd film, like I'm up there at 13,000 feet with the mule, filming the landscape, filming out into like the valley and seeing these amazing views. And you're like, wow, like, yeah, this is footage that no one's really has, who has done this with a mule at 13,000 feet? No one's doing this. And like, I don't even think I should be doing it.
Right.
So yeah, those were the wins, I guess, was when I I drew it out a certain way. And then when I got up there to the points where I knew I was going to film, it was like, oh man, we're here. Somehow we got all the gear with the mule up here, and we're filming this amazing scene kind of thing. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. What advice do you have for anyone who are creative if they're just starting their journey?
Use what you have, and like you got to go after it. Even if you don't think you're skilled enough or you don't have all the equipment, just use what you have and make something, anything. Like it's muscle memory for sure. It's like you got to pick up that camera and just shoot something, even if it's just your iPhone or like your dumb camera that your dad gave you when you were younger or something that if that's all you have, that you could still make something with it. And I think a lot of young filmmakers get like scared or they get worried, like, oh, I don't have the right gear, I don't have the right skills, or it's not really about that. It's like about your vision, your story, and how what you see in the world. It doesn't matter what camera you have, it doesn't matter what audio you have, like you can still make something. You'll get better each time. Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah.
No, I love that. And I want to echo that and double down on like showing it. And when we had that little break, I was saying how technically I've improved and I look at stuff I made before, and I'm so happy that I made it and showed it and didn't really feed into that insecurity and just like, this is what I made, knowing it could be better and then learning how to do it better. And it just takes time and tools and resources.
By, like, seeing the product made and like even getting feedback too. Like, was like, you're really proud of it. But maybe somebody really likes it, but they have like, oh, you could have done this better. Like, what you could have done with that. Like, you definitely have to show your work too. I think you can't be scared to like put yourself out there. Because it's gonna be bad for a while when you first start.
Have you had this phenomenon where you watch the final output and then you show it to an audience and suddenly you notice all these other things? That is like the funniest phenomenon as filmmakers, where it's like, what is that?
You're like, that's you get there, all that work, and then that one little thing's just picking away at you that you forgot. You're like, dang it, What happened to me is my first premiere of my big film, I showed at the Bug Theater here at the Highlands, had like 150, 200 people, had the donkeys there.
Awesome.
The film's going, and one of the main mountain ranges in the film, I missed multiple times. And everyone, the feedback from everyone was like, you misspelled that. I'm like, what? I'm like, did you like it? Like, all they saw was that you misspelled that word. Like, God, so it's like, if you're just starting out, you got to go for it. That's really all I can say, because you'll get better and you'll meet people, and your like technical skills will get a lot better just from shooting it, editing it, and over and over.
Well, if people wanted to follow along on the journey, is there any websites or social sites you want to plug?
Dancing Horse Entertainment on YouTube is my channel, so you can watch all the films that I made and my first documentary. And this one I'll probably have like the teaser and the updates. So yeah, Dancing Horse Entertainment is the place to be for, for the livestock films. Yeah. It's pretty fun traveling with the animals and filming, but I wouldn't recommend doing it.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
It's a lot of work, and you're like, what am I doing out here?
It's one of the first rules I think they teach you is don't work with children or animals, and you've broken one of those.
I broke that one for sure, yeah. But my next animal might be a horse, so a donkey, mule, a trilogy will be horses.
Working your way through the species.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I got this turtle sitcom that I just know is gonna rock the world.
It's gonna be great. So yeah.
Well, I want to thank you, Tim Brown, for coming and being the first guest on our podcast. And yeah, I'll be definitely enjoying the festivities afterwards too. So I'd love to talk to you again in person. And sounds like an amazing project you're working on.
Yeah, it was cool. It's gonna turn out good. I'm excited for it. So, yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, take care. Yeah. This is great. Yeah, you guys all have a great.
It's easy. It's easy.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll be out there later.
Put my extension, my just put it out. This one.
Yeah. And then we do.
You made it a feature. Yeah, that was the problem. I ran this wall. Yeah.
I think if it was 2 hours, that's what I think we can make that work. So, definitely.
Oh, yeah, I gotta.
Oh yeah, that's you.
So yeah, if you want to sit there.
Okay.
And then big note is just keeping the mic like a fist away is a good practice.
Should I put this down?
Maybe put it over there. Yeah. Cool.
We're live.
Live. 2 seconds.
Hold on. Can this lower?
We are back with the What's Your Pitch podcast, produced by Denver Community Media in partnership with the 48th Annual Denver Film Festival. And I would like to bring on our second guest to the podcast. Hello, Ninja, but please introduce yourself, and I would love to hear about your project.
Hi, I am Marianne, but my artist name is Ninja. And my project, well, I have several. So let's talk about, since we're in Denver Film Festival, I can talk about the happiest city.
Yes, please.
All
What
right.
is the happiest city?
So I have a film that is a documentary film. And it's called The Happiest City ? So San Luis Obispo was deemed like the happiest city in America by Oprah and National Geographic in 2010. And as a social scientist, I ask, happiest for whom? That is the project that's currently in post-production, and it's a series that I'd like to create in the next 10 years as I've examined happy cities in its neighboring cities, and as well as I would like to go venture out in other happy countries, such as Finland, and make a documentary and actually share and talk about like potential misconceptions that these cities may have.
Yeah. I would love to hear more about the call of happiness, and what about that theme really, calls you? What are you kind of looking for or attracted to when it comes to that subject?
Okay. So let's see. The story that inspired me to call for happiness. Well, it was my search of happiness to begin with. Um, I was young. I was just 19, and around 21, like I made the American dream. So I worked hard. I'm the first generation to go to college. Got to go to UCLA thanks to community, who helps paid for my education.
Hmm.
And yet, when I did um, live in Hollywood and got to be around the industry, I felt so empty.
Mm.
Yeah, and I just felt like people in Hollywood, Beverly Hills, felt more superficial, and therefore, I did study sociology, and I was dating someone at the time that their parents lived around San Luis Obispo County, and I got to visit there. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to volunteer here to do my social work field and actually leave Hollywood and see this other, um, excuse me,
Okay.
this interest that I have when it comes to giving back to community. And it was, I guess, finding my purpose. And so 2017, I moved to San Luis Obispo. Um, and then after that Oprah deemed us the happiest city, it made me question, like, again, happiest for whom? Because um, affordability of housing is not really there for my age group.
Mhm.
Um, People sometimes have to work two jobs, and then maybe, they get to do what they love as artists or musicians. And in 2020, this was the time when I started seeing the unhoused crises
Mm.
get worse and worse. And yeah, just walking around South Hydera, um, that's where the social services were, and I'd see like a ton camera pop up, right? So I decided that I can explore this with a documentary, and it's co-created with the Next Gens, and so it's the voice of the next generation. So it's Ninja May and the Next Gens.
Oh.
So it was 2020 when we were all in our bedroom, and we were thinking of finding a story. How can we um, shine light on issues that we care about, and the stuff that's like such as the housing crisis getting worse and worse. I decided that, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give up everything, and I'm actually gonna embed myself into um, this project where I'm a nomad
Mm.
to find happiness, and whether it's really happy cities like going to neighboring cities like Santa Barbara or Santa Cruz in the coast, and it's always the same problem. There are these um, mansion houses, beach houses that are empty, and they're usually vacation houses for rich folks.
Right.
And yeah,
It reminds me of billionaires who are like, I want to live forever. And it's like, well, if your life is that wonderful and comfortable, that maybe living forever really is. Like, but if it's difficult in daily life, what that experience is like, and just hearing your project, it's like, not everyone lives in the same city. And it's like the name is the same, but the experience is different. And I find that very insightful and really beautiful to bring that to light. And yeah, I think it's such a personally, I've struggled with housing insecurity and chose a creative life and lived in New York and always lived with like 4 roommates, and then things would fall through and then we'd scramble and have to find something. And then I moved back to Denver and I was like, man, Denver has cheap rent. I'm going back there. But between when I left for New York and came back, they legalized marijuana, which just completely changed it. And I was shocked at the prices when I came back and just like really struggled to get on like my feet. And those things have like long-term effects. Like for
Yes.
me, I've noticed that there's like some things that I've had to start to work through, and what I've called like kind of trauma from it, and just this fear of losing housing because it happened so many times. So anything that shares in that like sector, I think is really beautiful.
And usually, like for instance, it was the legalization of marijuana that increased the housing here, right? And it
Yeah.
changed the culture of the city itself, right? So when Oprah deemed it the happiest, they saw a spike in like real estate. People, it does attract people there, and um, yeah, that's a called action, bellwether, and so a bellwether roots from the sheep that wears the bell that leads the flock. And as a sociologist, it's a person, place, or thing that has an ability to influence and set trends socially, politically, economically, culturally. So with her power, her own bellwether as someone who is an influencer, um, not in an influencer sense, literally a bellwether can influence.
Right. Literally a person of influence.
Yeah,
that
or
they say
marijuana.
something and the stock market moves. They say something and houses sell.
Yes,
Right.
and
Right.
it initiates something, right?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that with this power, that those that have that ability to change a whole city's identity, such as like a film like San Luis Obispo, us as filmmakers giving a voice to this, we hope that there will be a chain reaction, a literal bellwether of the misconceptions that we're pointing out regarding housing, and actually really question what happiness is. And the what we would like to do is also use the power of the media to reframe that narrative. Because in my findings, as I embed myself, it's been like 3.5 years now as a nomad, and I'm still in California. I haven't even talked about like it bringing me abroad, right, and traveling. Um, we are reframing the narrative to for for people to see that we're actually more connected than we think, and therefore we would help our neighbors. So within what my findings is that like in San Luis Obispo, in such a small town where there's like 67,000 in the county, we know each other, like we have mutual friends, right? So with that, it's like the 6 degrees of separation. But what I'm claiming is we're actually 2 to 3 degrees now,
Wow.
right? Like it's easy to go online, and with 2020, we pivoted virtually, and so we could reach out to people in our social media, LinkedIn. It's easier to travel nowadays, and what else? Yeah, the pandemic really kind of brought us more together internationally
Interesting.
as well. Like,
I
yeah,
never thought about that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we say small world, but what I find more and more as I'm in a mission to keep connecting us, this is the macro level discovery, is that we're actually like right here. I found somebody, like I'm a volunteer at Denver Film Festival, right? And the other volunteer was born in San Luis Obispo,
Wow.
Leo. Yeah, he's like, I was born here
Yeah.
in 1955.
Wow.
You know, yeah. And yeah, proof of concept. And I went to South by Southwest, and I saw Kevin Bacon
Yeah.
with the whole 6 degrees of
Right.
separation. So yeah, we're actually so much more connected than we think. So therefore, with the housing crises, with SNAP being delayed and was supposed to be You know,
Yeah.
it was not even supposed to come in November,
Right.
but now it's delayed. We need to help each other, and what we're trying to show is that with our connection, we could really, and with community stepping up, no matter what in a macro level the world leaders are doing, we could actually, you know, and help each other,
Yeah. Make a
and
difference.
yeah,
Yeah.
and fix it ourselves. And it's individuals that
Yeah.
need to step up, and those that can do something. And as a collective, we can really
Yeah.
change.
No,
And
I love that. And I hope you really do come visit us down at Denver Community Media, because community is in our title.
yeah,
So that's all what we're about, is supporting each other. And I think you'd be a great fit. And your idea is so interesting, and you're such a fascinating person to talk to. I do want to hear, just for some of our community members, what advice you would give to someone who's considering starting a project or is in the early stages of it. What advice would you give to them?
don't give up.
Mm,
Don't burn out. Because yeah, sometimes it is a roller coaster. Um, Embedding myself in this as a nomad, it's been hard to pivot back
mm,
into my regular stable life. And it's been 4 years now, so almost 4 years now. I did find solutions. Um, Fascinating. In Germany, people open their home to me more and more. So imagine this: like, I lived in many couches, got to see, I got to explore my neighborhood.
wow.
Yeah, right. And as much as that's beautiful, like my body hurts,
Mhm.
and having a stable place is actually good for my mental health for sure. And yeah, with neighbors in Germany, I mean, with friends that I met in Germany who just gave me their keys, um, I was blown, like my mind was blown away by
Yeah,
like how kind and humanitarian and socialist they were,
yeah,
regarding saying like, oh, that's a human being that needs a roof over their head, and yeah, and a warm meal to eat, right?
yeah,
And before, really, like I could see the difference between like when I have to constantly be in survival mode versus like I know I have friends that I could trust. And I've repeated this several times now in terms of going back to Germany and seeing the same friends who
wow.
has welcomed me into their home. And it's really it's beautiful. And I hope in a micro level, like I said, I could show the people that people stepped up into helping co-create this project. So with it being a next gen vision, um, I really hope that people, especially the next gens, can see how film can have the power to change the world, actually um, change a whole narrative that
Right.
can be more healing,
Yeah,
yeah, to the community rather than it being a disservice to the
right.
city itself.
Well, and I think that's such a power of film, is that it actually persuades people's hearts, because graphs and statistics of the disparity between the rich and the poor, it's growing. But there's something about when you see it, you can actually feel moved to do something.
Yeah,
So I believe in that. I want to thank you so much for coming on our podcast
yeah.
and sharing with us your project. And that was amazing. So thank you.
Thank you. And can I just do one
Oh,
more
yeah, yeah,
thing?
totally.
So we are in post production,
Mhm.
and we would love help in finishing this film and continuing funding the next project. So if I can follow me at ninja underscore MAE, May, that's my Instagram. We would, and also if they could contact you guys if anybody is interested in helping me and the next gens finish this project and actually take it to the next level where it's other countries, because what we would like to do is literally connect cities. So creating this chain reaction is very important to me and to us who created it and the team. And we don't want to give up, and we will push through.
Yeah.
So especially with your help. Thank you.
Yeah. And then just for clarity,
Yeah.
are you looking for like funding for post-production? Are you looking for volunteers? Are you looking for
Yeah.
investment? What does that mean?
For post production, we need help with finishing. I mean, we have editors, but we would love to increase our editing team to finish that, and then also with marketing and distribution. So, about since it's a documentary, but I have my other projects, like I said. It would be unique in terms of the way I'm going to do the underground release of the first two series.
Oh, cool.
In these other festivals like South by Southwest, Con. I've been exploring these festivals on where like the spot is.
Mhm.
So yeah, we would want to have at least 50K to 75K to get us to the next project, but also it's marketing and getting us that distribution deal.
Cool. All
Yep.
right. Well, the call has been made and you've spoke it out into the world.
Thank
So
you.
it's just a matter of time
We're
till it comes
manifesting
back.
it.
Yep.
Yep. And it's a full.
Big time manifestors. Thank you so much.
All right.
No, truly, that's I wanted to talk more about.
Here? Or the other one?
Yeah.
Are these yours?
I believe that's our previous guest. You want to take a seat, and then with these staying kind of like a fist bump away from the mic, is best practice.
Okay.
And then I'll give this back, and we'll do that.
I don't know what a fist bump away is.
All right. So yeah,
What is a fist bump away?
like kind of like this fist size,
Oh,
kind of
okay.
keeping it close.
Like a fist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can either-
Okay.
And then, what are you? Do the film?
I just got cast in a play,
Okay.
so a little off-brand for what it is, but they let me do it anyways.
No. It's good for me to just have a little
Yeah.
idea of what.
Yeah. Wow.
Welcome back to What's Your Pitch? This is our live podcast from Denver Community Media in partnership with the Denver Film Society, who so graciously invited us to come and interview filmmakers, creatives, writers, actors of all kinds, which is the great setup for my next guest. So if you would introduce yourself and let me know what you're working on.
Hi, my name is Renee Meyer. I just got cast in a play at Stage Door Theater in Conifer. It's a pretty small venue. It's in a parking garage. I didn't even know that it existed before I had auditioned for them, but I got the part, and I'm really excited because, I had been auditioning for I'm getting into it.
Yeah.
I had been auditioning for like a month. And I was really lucky to get this so early on. I thought it was going to take longer to land a role, but I'm really glad I did. And now I'm excited to talk about it with people. It's something to say.
Yeah. What is the role?
So the play is called The Games Afoot. It's like a murder mystery show, and the gimmick or the story is it's a bunch of actors that are in like a Sherlock Holmes play.
and then they get involved in like a murder mystery. So it's very meta, and it's like a parody of that genre. And so I play the role of Simon, and he's one of the actors. He's like the younger one. He just got married. He's like a little bit of a hot shot. He's got like a chip on his shoulder. And so that character is very fun to me because he's very like, he's very snooty and like full of himself, and I'm like not that person at all. So it's really fun to play somebody like that. It's like an ensemble show, so it's got like I think 6 or 7 principal characters. So it's like a lot of lines.
Oh wow.
And that was really, I guess, daunting because this is like my first professional acting role. I had done like theater in high school, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, but the great thing about auditioning for acting roles is they have to see you. Like you can just sign up. And I signed up on Colorado Theater Guild. That's where all of like the Colorado Theater Guild has their own auditions, but then they have other like non-union auditions that you can go to, and you can just like sign up for them.
Yeah.
And so that's great. You just like sign up and then they have to see you.
That's so funny because when I heard Conifer, I was wondering if you were connected or to the Colorado Theater Guild and then them helping with the audition. Because I actually had a meeting with Betty Hart, and I'm going to be making some content with Colorado Theater Guild around all the different theater that's in Colorado.
Yes.
And I think that's like funny that you just mentioned that. I was like, yeah, I wonder if that's true.
Yeah.
I want this a little closer.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sure everyone hears.
So I am not part of the Theater Guild, but what I've learned is that there's so much theater in Colorado. It's just so spread out. So like Conifer is like a 30-minute drive for me. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge, but it's so weird that like you go basically anywhere and there's like a theater doing a show. It's probably comparable to theater in like a major city like Chicago or like New York or something. It's just so spread out everywhere.
Yeah.
Which I guess is nice. I do wish that Conifer had a hotel or an Airbnb because I don't know where I'm going to be sleeping when I'm doing the show. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to know that those places are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has been one of the challenges of this role?
I mean, again, it's such a different person than who I am. So I feel like if I try to like lean on sort of my personality, it's not going to be true to the character. But then if I try to like do something transformative, then it might. I don't feel like that's who I am. I don't feel like all that method, like really getting into character stuff. I don't think that works for me. I think I like when I can really use my own experience for a character. So I need to kind of find that balance. We actually haven't started rehearsal yet. We start rehearsal in like a week. So I should have my lines memorized by now, but I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just getting there. I mean, it's a lovely drive in the day. It's like on I-25 South. It's a beautiful place to be, just not necessarily, when it's 11 p.m. and rehearsals are done and you gotta go home.
Right. Yeah.
It is what it is.
I learned the hard way. So I always acted in my own pieces, but I always played a version of myself.
Yeah.
And then I was offered to be on a friend short, and it was this fantasy.
Yeah.
And then we started doing rehearsals, but then we actually did some like test shoots.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I don't have a lot of range. And I was like, I have always played a version of myself, and then started to understand like what it means to act when you're not, like you said, leaning on your personality. And I just was like, oh, maybe I like playing myself, which is different than acting. Yeah.
Well, I feel like comedy, it's very natural to just kind of be, I don't know. I feel like comedy, it allows you to be more of yourself because like you want to naturally be funny, and you want to like put yourself in those scenarios. And I feel like drama, it sort of asks you to embody, because we don't want to like we do want to see ourselves, but we don't want to like think that we don't want people to think that we're like that in real life.
Right.
So comedy, it's much easier to just be like, hi, I'm da 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 da. And like people think, people think that you're being funny when it's really the show.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's very easy to just kind of, I mean, this is why every comedian has like a sitcom where it's like them, where they play themselves, because it gives the audience the illusion that they're really funny when it's really like the show and the framing. You know what I mean? And it sort of blurs the line between yourself and like your character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's fun to think about.
So what would you say to someone who's kind of just starting and that they're maybe hesitating to go out on auditions? What would you say to someone who's in that
I would say
place?
I was all throughout college, I was in film school, and what I wanted to be was an acting school. And I was like, I wish I was out auditioning. I wish I was out. I wish I could just get headshots. Like I was looking for someone to tell me to do it, and I was looking for like an opportunity. But then I graduated, and that didn't happen for me. I was like, well, it's not going to happen unless I do it.
Yeah.
And so I would say, like, if you're in Colorado, get some headshots. This is my headshot. I took this in my house to make it look like a headshot. I have real headshots now, but at the time that I started this, I didn't. Just print yourself some headshots, get a resume with what you have. And if you go on Colorado Theater Guild, you can just sign up for stuff and they have to see you.
Wow.
And even if it's really bad, you still went out and did something that day. You still like showed up. And that was really motivating to me. It's like, well, maybe I didn't get the part, but I still, put on nice clothes and I comb my hair. So just like see it like that, see it as like you're doing something productive and you're getting out of the house. That was like really big motivation for me. And just think about it like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, don't get attached to like one show, because that was another thing that I really did was I was like, oh, well, this show is like perfect for me. So if I don't get it, like, I'm going to be really sad and like, I wish I was in this show so bad. But if sometimes you just don't and you just need to like move on to the next thing, or like
just keep it moving.
Just keep it moving, because it's so easy to think about. You see a show that you really want to be in, and then you're fantasizing what it's going to be like, and how can I do this thing in the audition that's going to make them love it, right?
Yeah.
So you just need to be like, here I am. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? And I feel like people are attracted to that confidence. You know what I mean? I find that the auditions where I think I did a bad job are actually the ones where I got, because the callback for this show, The Games Afoot, I thought I did like okay, and then after my audition, she's like, "Hey, are you available for callbacks?" And I was like, "Sure." She's like, "Well, why don't you come to callbacks?" Whereas the shows where I walk out of there, I'm like, "I killed it. I did a great job." I didn't hear.
Right.
So it's very hard to like gauge how well you're doing is another thing.
Yeah. Right. You're biased.
You are so biased.
Take. Yeah.
And if you did a good job, you'll know.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, like, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Don't try to impress them. Do what you can. Also, finding monologues is really hard. I know. I hate doing it. You can find a bunch online. I would just say if there's like a play you really like, do that. I found all of my monologues online, and they worked fine for me. You should read the show that it's from so you get the context.
Yeah.
All you need is a headshot, a resume. My resume is really bad because I've never been in a professional show, and like a monologue that I found online.
I love that.
And it took me like 2 months.
Yeah, and just going for it.
Just go for it, and like, you never know what's going to happen. I feel like there's probably an opportunity out there waiting for you if you go and find it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really want to thank you for coming
Absolutely.
on to our
This was
live
a lot of
stream
fun.
and sharing your experience. And I think that those messages are truly amazing for our audience. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This was cool.
He's going to come using clips. Where do I sit?
You're actually going to be in this far seat here.
This one?
So I'm going to take a seat here.
And then nice cameras.
We're with these mics, it's best to be like a disc away from it. So being close on it is helpful.
Okay. Testing. Mic check. What's the name of the podcast?
So this is called What's Your Pitch?
What's your pitch?
What people's projects are and
Oh.
the idea of it. So,
Okay.
But yeah, quickly, what are you working on?
Are we live?
Well, here.
Yeah, let's just jump in. I'd rather just tell you. So is Matt, right? Yeah. All right. We're live.
Hello, everyone. We are live, and we are here with What's Your Pitch? I'm your host, Matt Struck from Denver Community Media, and we are partnering with the Denver Film Society on today's podcast. So I'd like to bring on our next guest. Please give us your name and what project you're working on.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? My name is Tyler. I go by Ditlow. And the project I'm working on right now is actually opening a creative studio right up the street in Ballpark neighborhood. It's called the Department of Creative Pursuits. And basically, we are a creative hub for anyone and everyone trying to pursue creative things, whatever it is, mostly with the focus on visual arts and photo, video, and just the things that you can see with your eyes. But we're open to literally any and all creative pursuits.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we have a question about where you are in the development phase. So this sounds like this is new, you said?
Yeah, this is relatively new. So it's something that I've been trying to get off the ground for a while, and then recently partnered up with my business partner, Keese, and made this happen. So we're open, but still kind of building things out. It's not necessarily like a creative idea or film or anything, but we're hoping to turn this into something that people can come and do those things in our space, as well as allowing it for a place for us to do the things that we want to do. So
yeah,
we're still in the startup phase, I would say, but it's moving, it's shaking, and by the beginning of 2026, we'll be fully ready to accept members, accept creative people, video, photo, everything. So yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, thanks,
so
man.
we have community in our name, Denver Community Media. So
Mhm.
I'm curious what community means to you in this venture.
Look, the community to me is everyone that's around me. Like, I'm open to anyone and everyone, as well as the Department of Creative Pursuits. We're very similar to what you guys are doing, just on a more grassroots scale, I would say. And just community to me is basically anyone that I interact with. So it could be someone on the street. It could be someone I've known for 20 years. It could be someone I've known for a year. The way I like to think of community is just anyone who is open to new ideas and has an open mind.
I love that.
Yeah, thanks.
What has been a challenge with the Department of Creative Pursuits, if you're willing to share with our audience?
Yeah, so I definitely want to share. Honestly, I mean, it's challenging doing anything without. The question we get asked most is like, "Oh, who are your investors?" But it's no one. It's just us.
That sweat equity.
Yeah, exactly.
We pour into it.
Yeah, the biggest challenge has just been things not happening fast enough. I want them to happen. We're moving really quick, but I want them now, but I realize that this building community, building a space for the community takes a lot of time. And so that's kind of been a challenge I've dealt with. But yeah, I mean, really there's no challenge that can't be overcome. And with the way Denver is and the support that we get from our community and the people around us, it's not really that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who's considering starting a space, considering doing more of their creativity, and they're feeling a bit hesitant? What would you say to encourage someone in those shoes?
I would say go for it. Why not? Denver needs more of it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love that.
Yeah, we need it. Denver needs it.
Yeah.
Make the space. Look, it's not competition, it's collaboration. Like, we recently found out about you guys, and we want to partner with you guys. Like we want to build that community. We want to build that collaboration. We don't want the competition. Look, it's a small world out here. We want to bring everyone together. So let's do it. And if you're thinking about it, let's go. Let's partner. Let's make it happen. It's not as hard as you think. I promise you. The support is there. The people are there. The people want it. The people need it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. If people are interested in following you or reaching out, where should they go to connect?
So if you guys want to follow us, check us out at docp.studio is our website. And then we're Department Denver on Instagram. And other than that, stop by. We're 22nd and Market, right there by Coors Field. So our door is always open. We got a big logo on our door. So ring the doorbell, knock, whatever. Open up the mailbox, check us out.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go.
I might be by there next week. So
come by.
Let's do
Any
it.
day.
Awesome.
Let's do it. Hell yeah. Thank you for having
thank
me,
you
man.
so much
Yeah,
for coming
absolutely.
on. Yeah, 20 seconds. Right. Here, come with me. You're going to be in the far table. And with these mics, I'm saying your fist away is kind of the best.
Okay.
Because I really want people to be able to hear what you're saying. And yeah, you just want to get cozy, double check angles, and then we'll go rock.
Okay. Well, that's fun. I like that you can see it live out there too.
Isn't that fun?
Okay, I'll scoot up to here. More like this, kind of. Okay, great. This is very fun. I did get a haircut between set talks and this, so no one will recognize me. Okay, what are we talking about though? Are you going to have questions?
I want to hear what you're working on.
Okay.
And the show.
Okay. Yeah.
What stage of development are you in? Challenges, easy.
Oof. The nightmare that this industry is right now. Oh. Is that better? Do you want this on or off? Does that matter?
I think that
We
looks
don't
good.
care. Okay, good.
So welcome back to What's Your Pitch? And we just have guests who are all here at the Denver Film Festival 48th annual. I forget exactly the name of this party, but since we're live, we're just going with it.
Yes, the
But-
Colorado Filmmaker Party.
Yeah, the Colorado Filmmaker Party. There we go. So I would like to bring Shauna Schultz to the show, who actually already knows Denver community media. So we're not strangers. We are friends, and was recently interviewed by our friend Nick Fiorella for Set Talk. So even though I gave that spiel, I would love for you to introduce yourself and what you're working on. And yeah, we'll take it from there.
Sure. Yeah. So my name's Shauna Schultz. I'm the co-founder of Mass Effects Media and 38th and Post, which are based here in Denver, Colorado. And we serve filmmakers doing motion design and visual effects, mainly in the documentary side. So currently we're working on an Amazon series that we're in the last 2 weeks of finishing 4, and then also just starting an HBO series. So digging deep into already distributed, which is fun. We love indie films, but I also love when they have their budgets done.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Yeah,
that's a
so
nice
often
change.
we're serving down below the line, where
Right.
we're helping filmmakers finish their story, put the icing on the cake, as
Yeah.
I sometimes say, which is really fun. But being that we're in post production, it's great that I get to then work with multiple films a year. So 10 or 11 films versus when I'm producing, I'm doing one film every 3 to 5 years, and so
Right.
that's really fun to get a taste for what our community is doing, what filmmakers are needing. And part of that led to the development of the town hall,
Right.
which is a statewide event where we bring people together within the industry to feel heard. And so we're actually just running our second one. So the second annual, because I'd like to continue it,
Yes.
is going to be on November 15th. So when I think about what I'm working on, there's kind of like my day job, and then there's like my community organizing job of
Wow.
making sure that we're growing our industry here so that me and my team can thrive.
Right. And looking out for filmmakers and kind of making sure that there's money flow and that energetic feel of like not the stop and go. Cause I feel like that has been kind of an issue, I think, for Colorado is the stop and go of the industry. Are they coming here? Are they not? And then a big movie comes and then it changes. So, what does the town hall look like for our viewers at home? What is it you're imagining it as?
Yeah. So the whole thing is an interactive conversation. The goal is to break down the silos that are currently inherent in our industry. And I think Colorado in particular, we're bad about regional silos, and then just you kind of find your network and you stay there if you're working in commercials versus if you're in features. And so helping break that down by doing an in-person interactive conversation. We're going to be talking about the work that we started last year at the first town hall, was presenting this idea of a framework of how to grow the industry, which we're calling the flywheel.
Mhm.
And there's 6 different spokes of the flywheel that are categories that we can focus on to say what programs and initiatives within those do we need to start on to really make meaningful pushes on our flywheel to get the momentum we need. And so a year ago, I presented the concept, and over the last year, I've been gathering up leaders to work on how we can come up with the solutions to really push initiatives and programs for that. And so October 3rd and 4th of this year, we brought together 37 leaders from the industry. So
Wow.
different nonprofit organizations, the government, different municipalities. So like cities came and joined.
Wow.
Independent producers were there. Other companies like my company were there. And we took a 2-day workshop to work through this framework to really say, now, we've heard the community. How do we answer that as the leaders? And then how do
Wow.
we empower the community to continue to communicate, of like telling us what they need, but then to say, let's rally. What is the thing that's going to be the most important thing for this particular spoke of our flywheel? Like
Wow.
community connections or investor relationships or project development. And so those leaders came up with what we're calling the one thing for each one of those spokes. And we're going to present that at the town hall. So now we're bringing it back to the community a year later to say, well, this is what the leadership thinks of people. And when I say that, I just mean the people who are willing to show up and the people who run the organizations and government. Here's what they think we should do. What do you think about that? So that's
Wow.
what the format will be. It's a simultaneous experience in 7 different cities. And so we currently have 7. Last year we had 4. So we've added 3 more cities this year, and it'll be host-led. So each
Oh
of
my
the places that
gosh.
you go, it's the same experience, but it'll be with your local community. So we'll see each other over a Zoom call, and we'll see all 7 locations and be like, hello, get our
Wow.
updates. But then you interact locally, because I think it's so important for us to find those leaders and to plug in locally, but understand the full ecosystem of where everybody is. And so that town hall is designed to help encourage that.
Wow, that is such cool and big and important work. And yeah, that is like I'm amazed at the scale of that. And the intuition to pick leaders and just the ability to really ignite a community and going for leadership to help connect that. I think that's something with my time in community is finding connectors of people who just know people. And if you can find them, the network grows instead of focusing on individuals. Can you find people that know lots of individuals, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And like it's so true. Everybody always says it's who you know.
Yeah,
And it's true
it
because
is.
it's a
Yeah,
relational service-based industry
right.
where we have to work together, we have to connect, and you want to work with people you trust because you're spending a lot of money every day that you're in production and you're in post. You want to make sure the people there are the people that you know and you like, but that creates those like closed circuit
Right.
networks
Right.
that we want to be able to break down so that we can all be successful together. So it's
Yeah.
like it makes sense that we silo, but how do we
Right.
connect the connectors?
Because
Yeah.
there's momentum there where it's like, okay, I always get a commercial with this person. Let me go back to them. I know they can do it. And then I know this person does narrative work. They don't really do commercials, so I'll go back to them once every 3 years, right?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
like bridging those connections, I really love. What would you say is the biggest win of this year that comes to mind with the work you do?
I feel like so we had the first film that we've ever worked on that went premiered it in IMAX, and I think that was a very fun win. So Girl Climber just came out. We did the graphics package for it. So we did the opening title sequence and then a set of maps so that you could understand where Emily Harrington was on her climb. And they decided Red Bull Studios now owns the IP for it, and they're distributing it. And they were like, we're going to do an IMAX release. So we helped reformat the film, get it into IMAX, and then
Wow.
go to see it on that giant screen was like, this is why we do what we do. This is very fun. So,
Yeah.
and it looked amazing because so the story is about the Emily Harrington, who is the first female climber to climb El Cap in a day, so under 24 hours.
Okay.
And she did it with Alex, who was the star of Free Solo, which a lot of people know him as a climber. And so that story it's just a great story in general, but then to also see it on a giant screen was like,
Wow.
this is a first for us, which is very fun.
Yeah. With all these big projects and these big movements, what would you say to someone who's just starting out, someone who envisions being able to work with these kinds of brands and names? What would you say to them?
I would say my best advice is show up. It is who you know. It is important to network and to start to get known means you need multiple touches. So a lot of people are always like, how do I work for your company? And we're a small shop. Like, we've only got 10 people on staff. And so there isn't a lot of turnover and a lot of job opportunities but for us to know you exist, an email isn't enough. So a cold
Right.
email being like, here's my reel.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
I got 100 of those.
Right.
But when you're showing up, so like even this event where I see people multiple times, you start to build those relationships and you do business with people. And so, doing business is just people and people. So building those
Preach.
relationships is so important. So show up. I think that's the biggest thing is to be there and be helpful.
That's amazing. That's the perfect note. And I think our audience and everyone at Denver Community Media definitely will benefit from hearing that. So I want to thank you for being a guest on our live show tonight
Yes, I
and
love
making
it.
an appearance. And I'd love to definitely talk more sometime. And yeah, this was an amazing interview. So thank you.
Yes, good.
So-
And everyone needs to sign up November 5th, cfva.com/townhall.
Do it.
Yes.
Everyone do it.
It's free.
Oh, also, if people want to connect with you, how do they find you and how do they reach out?
Yes. So our website, you can see our work on our website and get our contact there, which is massfxmedia.com. We worked on the social dilemma, and so I'm very, very off social media, but LinkedIn is probably the best place to find me, and I'll answer those.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, such awesome stuff. Yeah, Short and sweet. Are you the next guest? I'm going to have you on the small or on the far seat. Okay. And then if you're both going to be there, we'll just be doing hair. Okay. I don't have you. Or you can put it in there. We're actually this thing.
Okay.
So you two are there. And then, let's go. Oh, go ahead and go this one. We're matching it. So I'm Matt. I'll be doing the interview. And
Joe.
Joe? Cool. And yeah, we'll just get to it. Turn the camera back.
Man, they gotta get you some help.
Yeah, I know. Look at all this stuff.
Where do you want us to look?
Just talk.
Okay.
That's the most essential, but
But that's just scaring me.
another angle. All right, we are back to What's Your Pitch? I'm your host, Matt Struck with Denver Community Media, and I am here with Andrew and Joe. So, what's your pitch? What are you working on? Where are you in the development stage?
I'm working on a couple different projects now. Right now, we just finished shooting a short sci-fi film called Vagabond Home about 6 weeks ago in the plains of Aurora. And it's sci-fi, post-apocalyptic kind of movie. In the heat, the sweat, dirt with a bunch of old equipment, people getting injured, things like that. Basically about a scavenger who meets a soldier, and then they try to see if they can form an alliance to survive, but it ends up that they're too different, so they can't at all survive together, and with disastrous consequences at the end, basically. So we're in post-production for that now, and it should be ready to view next spring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What was, if you, do you have anything? Biggest challenge. Okay. So you're in post-production.
Yeah.
So I know that as filmmakers, there's been lots of hurdles and challenges, but what comes to mind is kind of the biggest one?
A couple. We shot it on 16 millimeter film, so it was getting that developed and sort of hoping that it turned out well, since I couldn't see it until it was developed. But we had a lot of professionals, because I'm not a film professional so getting that was nerve-wracking. but it turned out amazing, so that's awesome. So now it's just a matter of piecing what they put together. We had some sound issues because we shot pretty close to the airport, so we had some airplane issues that we are
Several airports
actually. So we're dealing with that airplane noise and sort of hopefully implementing it into the weird sci-fi world that we created with the film.
That's amazing. I love more sci-fi. Let's have more.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe? What would you say is a big hurdle that showed up during filming?
I mean, it was really a dream project. You don't get the chance to do really high quality short film, with a really good budget behind it. Really, like some of the best actors in town. So there's not a lot I can say. I mean, production's hell. It always is. It's hard to put your finger on one thing. I think just the crew cohesion. I feel like film sets can be kind of tribal sometimes, and I don't feel like it always needs to be that way. And so I think just kind of it was the first time with the crew, and just kind of getting everybody like fully bought in to what you're doing, because I mean, we do weird stuff, right?
Right.
And it takes that kind of buy-in, and I think it's just it's just finding the people who you really want to stand next to for 12 hours is tough.
I'm impressed at the 16 millimeter aspect. I've collaborated with friends and we shot on 8 millimeter. I have a couple of Polaroid cameras that I like to use, and it's the physical medium that is so different, and it must add a whole layer. What would you say to a filmmaker who is just starting out and is really early in their career? At Denver Community Media, we have a lot of members who have a lot of creative interests, a lot of creative desires, but aren't quite to like a production stage. So what would you say to someone new in their career?
I think make friends. I think the best thing about if you're in a film program or you're just PAing is to build a community of people you again want to stand next to you for that amount of time. I think there's a lot of focus on kind of networking up and trying to like pitch to important people and find important people, but I think it's just as valuable to have the people who you want to like come up with together and collaborate back and forth, because that's really invaluable.
Yeah.
My advice was just to just make the film. I went to film school and it was useless. And now I'm here. This film in a lot of ways was my new film school, and I learned so much more on the year that Joe and I put together this movie than I did in all of film school. And those 3 days we shot just blew my mind.
Wow.
So yeah, I would say however you could make the movie, just make it.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So if people are interested in following the journey and reaching out, where could they find you, or how can they connect?
Yeah, we have a website that we're building now off of his production company, West of Center Productions. So you can find that. Also on Instagram, we have a page set up for that too. On just look up Vagabond Home.
Vagabond Home.
Vagabond Home.
Cool. Yeah. I'll definitely be checking it out. So thank you so much. I know this was a short interview, but we just wanted to hear the idea, and again, more sci-fi and sci-fi happening in Colorado, and high quality, all those things you said. I'm like, yes,
absolutely.
So, all right.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Quick and nerdy.
Yeah. Let me put my drink somewhere where here. Make sure it's all good.
Well, hello and
How's it
welcome
going?
to the show. I'm going to make sure everything's still on. I'm one man banding it a little.
Hey man, I respect the hell out of that. So.
All right. Where's like the biggest conference table in the world? Welcome to What's Your Pitch? I'm your host, Matt Struck. I'm here with Mike, and I'd love to hear what you're working on and what stage in development you're in.
Yeah, sure. So currently I'm working on a new documentary. I love a lot of outdoor adventure film. So this one in particular is about a family who's finishing all the 14ers in Colorado for their son. Fortunately, he died of addiction. But through his addiction, when he had moments of peace and clarity and solace, he found them up in the mountains, like many of us do. So I'm documenting them finishing this for him.
Oh, wow.
We started, I believe he finished 23 of them, and they're on 42. So they're getting up there. So it's been incredible to go with them out to these mountains. I do a lot of climbing myself, and I love filmmaking and I love mountaineering. So it's a perfect fit for me.
Wow, combining those two passions.
Yeah.
And what stage are you in again in the development?
I would say production. Yeah.
In production.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's interesting. Documentaries, I mean, you can't force a scene. You can't even script it, right? Like you can just go as far as you can with planning, but you never know what's going to happen. And I do need to wait for this family to come. They live in Minnesota. So when they come out to Colorado and go to one of the mountains that we have planned for the film, then I go with them. So, but yeah, production phase for sure.
Yeah. That speaks personally to me. So I just celebrated 9 years of recovery from alcoholism.
Oh, wow.
So anything with
Congratulations.
addiction, thank you.
Yeah.
Anything regarding addiction really speaks to me. So yeah, I'd like to hear about that piece of the project a little more.
Yeah. So, man, addiction wise, their son was doing a lot of different drugs, and him and his friend were out here in Colorado. I believe they're at some hotel. Unfortunately, they were shooting up, and his friend OD'd, and he actually saved his friend. And fortunately for him, they brought him to the hospital, and his friend survived that. But for that family's son, he went back to the hotel and did it himself, and no one was there to save him. So it's a real tragedy,
That is hard.
And although I've never dealt with addiction at that level, it's a problem for a lot of people in a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to be drugs; could be food, could be alcohol, could be a whole number of things. And I think it's something that touches everyone in a lot of different ways. So it just kind of spoke to me, and especially the piece about being able to feel a pause in that addiction when you return to nature. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's super important, man.
Yeah, and showing it and talking about it and removing the stigma, I think, is part of the healing process. Because for so long it was something that was secret and shameful, and it's not. It's a disease, and just we can talk about it. You know? So, what are some wins that you had? We have a challenges and a wins section, but the topic matter already is heavy. So I'd love to hear about some wins on this.
On this particular film?
Yeah. Beautiful moments, things that stick out.
Yeah, for sure. So over the summer, we actually went to Wedderhorn Peak. That was, his name's Jake, and that was his favorite mountain out here. And I saw why. I went with Jake's dad and his sister to climb that. It's got a little nasty scramble at the top, but it was so beautiful. One of the most powerful things about making documentaries, aside from the story, is the connections you make with these. I mean, these are real people. This is a real story, and it's so beautiful. And when you're out there, I camped with them for 2 nights. I got to know them because before that, we were just talking either through Facebook or messages, texts, phone call. But you don't really know someone until you spend a night out with them, camping and in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful moment. And as far as the shots and the actual film itself, I mean, these mountains they're glorious, man. There's the shots you can get with the drone in the morning in the sunlight or golden hour. It's so beautiful and crisp, and it really speaks to your heart, when you see that stuff. So following them on that journey is just like it was epic. And on top of that, you get to climb it yourself, and you're hiking. Now it is a pain in the ass to bring all the equipment up. I don't really have a lot of people that work with me in those moments because not many people like to combine both of those passions that I know of yet.
Right, double dipping on
yeah.
that's too difficult.
I know people who
they're difficult each, but combining them
exactly. And I know people who like to climb, and I know people who like to film. I wish I knew more.
that Venn diagram thing. You're like, I need these center people.
But yeah, it's just a collection of beautiful moments out there, man. You never know if you ask a question that's going to ignite a response from the people that you're working with and people you're documenting, that may like ignite something you never thought of. And it really, to listen to them talk about this and what this family went through with their son and with themselves. Pieces of it may be heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's beautiful.
Awesome. If people are interested in finding more about the journey and where things can go, where can they get connected?
MikeRossFilms.com, as well as my Facebook. I'll be putting a lot of stuff out about this film. It's going to be pretty big. I hope to include all the 14ers out here in some way, shape, or form. So if you're from Colorado, you know exactly what that means, and it should be pretty epic.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for coming on tonight's show and telling us about your project. And sounds amazing and beautiful, and I can't wait to see it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a hard diagram.
Matt, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm
Amberlyn Ashley. Nice to meet you. I got the 3 chairs there for you.
Okay.
I will be passing the mic.
I don't want that on.
Oh no, I'm gonna be here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we go here.
I guess I got you over there. My part of the film.
I was like trying not to sit close to him.
Oh,
You're gonna hurt him, my girl.
So yeah, we'll be handheld and we'll be passing it around.
You're the director. Correcto. Ramos.
Well, welcome to What's Your Pitch? This is a podcast that we're doing live here in partnership with the Denver Film Festival. I'm Matt Struck from Denver Community Media. If you could please introduce yourself to our audience who's watching at home.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we want to hear what's your pitch, what's your project that you're working on, and what stage you're in. But
Okay.
first, who are you? How are you doing?
Okay, well, we'll start with the ladies first.
Okay. Hi, my name is Amberlyn Ashley. I am an actor here in Denver, Colorado, born and raised. And what was the other question?
The project you're working on, but
Oh.
we could do that in the next phase.
I'm a local actor in Denver, Colorado. Amberlyn Ashley.
Hi, my name is Aisha B. I am also a local actress in Denver, Colorado. And yeah, we're here to pitch our Crumb series.
Whoa.
And my name is Golden Goodwin. I'm an actor here, model actor and writer director. So we're happy to be here.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's this project you're working on?
Well, we have it's a film that we've written, Crumb series, digital series called The Agents. And it basically is 2 FBI agents. These are my 2 actresses here.
Love it.
Amber and Aisha blessed me to be on screen with them. So 2 agents go out. They're in a city like a metropolis, and they're on the hunt for solving a crime. But these crimes have left several clues, and so they're on a clue hunt. And that's all I can tell you. No.
Yeah.
They're on a clue. They're on
Keep
a clue
it
hunt.
mysterious,
Yeah,
though.
it's mysterious a little bit. They're on a clue hunt, and they're getting these little tips here and there, and they're both being sent on a chase, and maybe one's being sent on a chase for a reason, and another one doesn't know.
Okay.
And they're my lead detectives in the film, in the agents.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's kind of like the crumbs. Like we're being left crumbs of different things. I don't know if you want to explain what you mean by crumbs.
Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't want to give too much away, but yes, it's a crumb series. So think of the cookie, Hansel and Gretel type, old school. You know, every clue, every crime, every happening in every scene, it's a little crumb to a big cookie. And then once you get to the big cookie, that's when everyone has the aha moment. You know,
Yeah.
and it's I would say a digital series using Instagram as a platform, not really YouTube yet or anything like that, but just Instagram for now to highlight the actors.
Yeah, I love that because it sometimes can get stuck in the edit room or stuck on the page. And I think for creative outlets, just like, can we just make this thing? Can we just see it? Can we explore these characters on short form? I think that's a big thing. And the expression of just like getting it out. What, as the actors, has been maybe some challenges that the project has? And then we'll get to wins. Don't worry. We like to highlight both sides of it.
Some of the challenges I think is really just finding the time to get together to film the production, which is really the only challenge. I feel like we work together really well. It's just a matter of figuring out when we can get our schedule together so that way we can drop the next crumb, because we're all working actors. We're always traveling in and out of states. And just coming together to write things. So I think that's really the only challenge, is just timing and finding also other people who are willing to work with us on the project, and them having time and finding reliable talent, DP wise, and just crew wise in general. I feel like that's been the biggest challenge that I've noticed. What about you guys?
Yeah, I would say, well, you know, adding to that, obviously being able to try to catch these two when they're not working. I mean, I work as well, but you know, catching these two is hard sometimes. So having the project accessible and available when they are can be a challenge, but it's kind of the beauty of it because it's actually a live story. So I would probably say one of the challenges we had on one set one day, they don't really know the story, which is by design. I don't want them to know the story, right? Because every time we get on camera, it's an element of surprise. So that I think that's one of the main deals. Of course, they handed me, you know, a few days like, what are we doing? Here's the script. You're a pro. Do what you do.
Right.
Yeah, I think one of the it's kind of a beautiful challenge because it's not like a full script that's just written out and then we're just filming section by section. It's literally like we film one piece and then we wait for the next, kind of like a episodic TV show. We're waiting for the next episode to be written, and sometimes we get to be included, so we're all like kind of the writers together, and we get to collaborate together. And so that makes it challenging but interesting and beautiful because we're all trying to put our minds together at the same time to make a story that we don't know where it's really going yet.
I love that. It reminds me of, there's that practice where you draw something and you fold it over and someone else, and when I've been in creative kind of like writers' rooms, you know, I've always made a rule where it's like, you know, we don't know where this idea comes from. It comes from us collaborating. You can't really be responsible because one person says something, then another person says something, and then a third thing comes out.
Right.
So win-wise, what have been like kind of the ups and the brightest parts of this project?
Well, the brightest part is going to like work with your friends. So I think we almost became like sisters at one point. And in the script, it's like, are we supposed to be enemies? like, but we don't know it. So, who's a good cop, who's a bad cop, or are we still good cops? Or, where's it going? So then but it's still getting to collaborate with each other and just getting to know each other on deeper levels every time.
Yeah, I would real quick. A win for me, I think is I don't think I know. The win here is being in Denver, Colorado. I'm originally from California, so of course the acting scene is different. But here, the win is getting the actors on screen and they're getting their screen time in their clips as leads, which is it's not always accessible to everybody here. We all work, but not everybody books those shows, and that's just how it is. But if we can provide that here, that's a win for me. That was my main goal.
Yeah.
And we accomplished that. But there's still more.
Love that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
One thing is that he's writing something for us, but it was really interesting how he wrote it. He's an actor too. And for some reason, he wanted to write leads for not him, but for us, which was very interesting. He wants to help other people. And then when he adds the in characters, he's helping them get their reels or their lead moments too. I'm like, well, what about you? He's like, well, I'll come next. But, that's what I really liked.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm the ingredient out of the cookie somehow. No.
I'd like to follow up on that. I feel like he just likes to tell us what to do.
When it comes to filmmaking, there's always a question of control.
Right.
It's a very control freak crowd.
All right. But no,
Golden
is great. He's very encouraging when it comes to our careers. He's always trying to pull us into whatever he's involved in. And I think that's one of the biggest upside of just being friends with him, with Amber, and the fact that he trusts us with the creative process. We're able to dive into the characters the way that we see fit. We can challenge him. He challenges us. And I feel like that's the upside because it only makes us better. And it allows for all of us to get our creative pin in the project.
Yeah.
So that's a big upside for me because a lot of times on set, you don't have that freedom to create. It's always the director's direction that you have to follow, and sometimes you may have an idea that can contribute and move the story forward, and it's great that he allows us to have that type of creative control.
Yes. And if people are interested in following along on the journey, where can they find you? What do they type in to connect?
On the gram.
Yeah. Instagram, B Golden Films. BGOLDN Films. B Golden Films. And you can catch these two on the agents. And stay tuned because it's just one crumb of the cookie and you will be entertained.
I can't wait to follow and reach out. And I'm like, man, maybe I could be in a scene. Who knows?
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, I want to thank you for coming on. And this is an amazing interview. They're quick and short, but we just want to hear what you're creatively working on. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I really love it. I wish more people would just think of like, how do we get
Yeah.
Learn more about the characters and the world building. Yeah. I'll be around after. Are we going to take it all out? Yeah. Come by our studio. I'm gonna have you in this seat here. We are rolling through our guests tonight. We are here at the Denver Film Festival, the 48th annual. I'm Matt Struck with Denver Community Media, and tonight's show is called What's Your Pitch? So I'm here with Liz, but feel free to introduce yourself and what project you're working on.
Yeah, my name is Liz Silva. I am just finished writing a short, and with me and my friend, we're going to produce that short and film it hopefully by the end of this year, beginning of next. And it's called Jack Heartspur. That would be the short. But I was kind of thinking of how we could like develop it into maybe even a series. And so the series would be called Jack Hearts You. And so really like the pitch, I guess, is Jack loves sleeping with married men. Will she ever find love?
Okay.
And so it's just like her adventures in dating and friendship and learning how to be a better friend, a better girl,
Right.
better dater. So yeah,
Right,
just
right.
like that development.
No, I have a friend close to me that storyline might be a lot for her.
It's drama,
Yeah.
but yeah, and it's funny because it's like definitely not something that I would really have a lot of experience with. So it's just fun to like kind of make up these more fantastical experiences because like I'm married, I'm a mom, so it's just like a way to just kind of like explore something way crazier than
Right.
what I've like been a part of.
Well, and I think that's what that creativity is for, is
Yeah.
to like put yourself in someone else's shoes and be like,
Exactly.
what is this? And for me, especially like stories and characters, they're not always supposed to be perfect
Yeah.
or boring or do the right thing. And they're mirrors for us. Right?
Exactly.
When there's times in our lives when we don't do the right thing, we have
Yeah.
to see someone also not do it. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Makes us feel a little bit better too.
Yeah. So with this kind of this writing process, what's
Yeah.
been a challenge and then what's been a win?
So I had really I went to school to college for film and writing, and then I just kind of went away from that. So the challenge was just like getting back into it after years of just not like exercising my craft. And so now like it's fun because it's just like I can't stop, I guess. It's like, oh, I have this idea, and it's been able like seeing what like doesn't work either, because like again, like I've been rusty. So like getting back into writing, getting back into filmmaking. I moved here from Arizona a few years ago, so making new friends and contacts and stuff is like also a challenge. But
Right.
yeah,
But here you are
here I
in the
am.
hub of it. Right? You're getting in.
Yeah, and I
That's
got to
awesome.
meet one of my good friends who is now like my filmmaking partner, and we like bounce ideas off of each other, and that's been like, a huge win because now I have someone that like, oh, you love doing this, me too, let's do it together.
Yeah. So at Denver Community Media, we have a lot of members in different stages in their career, and we have some people who are just starting out. So I'm wondering if you have any advice for someone who's super early in their career and just beginning to think about starting writing something, creating something.
Yeah, I mean, really just watching everything and studying everything and reading, because I know like a lot of like film directors are just like, just make the movie, like just do it, and you don't necessarily have to have a formal education. So really, but being a student of like film and TV or whatever it is that you're interested in, like really study it and like read the scripts, like when you're that's the fun part about, well, maybe not fun, but when you're a film student, you're watching movies like through a different lens where you're like critiquing things and like, oh, this is how they did this shot. And yeah, you kind of become a little bit of a cynic in a way.
Right. You know what I've found is I'm surprised how economical scripts are. They actually are these really pared down things. And when I look at my early writings, so many words, so many things.
Yeah.
And then I started reading scripts like your advice. And I was like, this is only one page long, but it gets across so much.
Yeah. And I think that's the challenge too when you're writing is painting the picture, but like as condensed as you can make it, but still with as much like body and like richness to it. Yeah.
So if people want to follow along on your journey, how do they kind of follow you, or is there any links that you'd like to plug?
On socials, I'm Liz Silva. I am LIZSILVA. And just like starting to do more production stuff. So mercuxian@gmail.com. And that's MERCUXIAN.
Okay, I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the show. I'm in the process of writing. I typically write and when children's gifts, and then now they actually definitely
Thank you for fitting me in. Where's my
And we're just gonna jump into it.
Should I like shift my hair real quick or anything?
Go ahead. I mean, we're already live, just so you know.
Hello, everybody.
We're moving quick. It looks great. You're fine. Hi, I'm Matt Struck, and we are here at the 48th Annual Denver Film Festival, and I am here tonight with
Jenna Rice, and I'm the director, cinematographer of a short doc that's in the festival called Into the Shoots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What I love about being at film festivals is that, you know, the amount of people that have made a film is a small pool. The amount of people that have completed a film is a smaller pool. The amount of people that have made a film, completed a film, and premiered a film is like a very small pool. So whenever I meet people that have done that, I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
Thank
I've
you.
done 2 of those 3,
Oh,
and I'm
nice.
still like
Congrats.
wanting to get it officially premiered somewhere with a future project. So where are you?
We'll send good vibes to
Yes,
that.
thank
It's
you.
going to happen.
So you're premiering it. So what is that like for you in this experience here at the Denver Film Festival?
I mean, so this is our Denver, Colorado premiere. It's really exciting to just have a hometown audience, you know, and so many people who helped support the project along the way or gave feedback or just, you know, have been hearing about it for years and wondering if I was ever going to finish it.
Right.
To finally see them come out and see the finished project has been great. And I mean, Denver Film Fest has been they were offered like fiscal sponsorship for it, and they've just been a really great support also. So it's thrilling to be here. I'm very excited. Yeah.
Well, I want to hear more about the project. What does it follow, and maybe just some more background on it.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. It's I'm looking at you, right?
Yeah, you can look at me.
So I follow Lee Knight, who is a queer Black non-binary bull rider in the gay rodeo circuit.
Love it.
And Lee, formerly known as Brianna, was, you know, ever since they were a little kid and, you know, like a city kid in California growing up, they just kind of had this dream of becoming a bull rider. And, you know, but weren't sure like where can this happen, right? It's not it's kind of a hard niche thing to get into. And then they found out about the gay rodeo and they were like, okay, let me try this out. And we're gonna just volunteer. But then they kind of, you know, realized like, wait, actually I really want a bull ride. And so the gay rodeo gave them the opportunity to have, you know, this outlet to kind of live their dream. And it's also really a story about the mentorship that they find along the way, which is with an older gay white man who was outed in the 70s when he was in straight rodeos and ended up having the KKK after him, and his barn burned down, and a lot of, you know, threats on his life. And so, you know, him and some other people found the need to create this sort of safe space where people can enjoy, you know, the Americana culture and really like kind of help redefine what is Americana culture and who gets to be a part of it and enjoy the rodeo. So yeah.
Oh my God, I love that so much. That's such a beautiful story, and I really want to see this now.
Aw, thank you. I would love for you to see it.
What would you say so at Denver Community Media, we have different members who are at different stages in their creative career. What would you say to someone who hasn't shot something yet, really early, just starting out? What advice would you give them?
Just do it. It's, you know, I my first career was in photography, and I didn't go to film school or anything. And I'd worked on sets, you know, I'd helped my sister out on some of her projects and different things, but I just decided to go for it. Like, I just wanted to make this story. And of course, I made a lot of mistakes along the way and I learned a lot. But when I see it, I'm really proud of what I accomplished, because it was like kind of going into it a little bit like, I don't know if I'm qualified. I don't know what I'm doing exactly. And then just doing it, and that makes you qualified, and that makes you know, you learn so much in the process. So, I mean, I know funding's always a hurdle to get over, but anyone who can just go for it, yeah. I think,
really love that.
I started a little later in life, and it's like, oh, I wish I had gone for it when I was younger a little bit more, but everyone has their own journey. So it's never too late. Like, follow your dreams no matter the time. And that's what this film is about too, is, Lee, the main person that we follow, it's like they're following their dreams despite what society says is the norm, or who can do this, or, whatever it is. So I'm a big believer in that. Following the dreams. Yeah.
So if someone wants to connect and follow the journey of this film, what links do they go to? How do they reach out?
Oh yeah. So yeah, we have Instagram, which is at firewithin_pro, PRO. So that is for the production company, my production company, and the film. And then my personal Instagram is Jenna Rice Creative, and then, or Red Rice Creative, sorry. It's been a long day.
Right.
And then also the website, Fire Within Productions. Yeah,
Awesome.
Feel free to reach out, and love to share the film with as many people as possible.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on
Thank
and popping on our live
you.
stream.
I
and
really appreciate
telling
it.
us about your project. So,
Thank you so much for your
yes.
time.
Thank you. Well, that concludes our live podcast. Let's bring to the stage our wonderful executive producers, Ivana and Corinne. I'm your host, Matt Struck. We did it! Yay! Yay! Tonight, 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Dude, you are a beast.